Hello friends, welcome to the Mivan Technologies. In this video, I am here to explain how to connect, how to test and how to program Mivan Technologies single phase digital water level controller DSL HD. This is Mivan Technologies heavy duty digital single phase water level controller that is suitable up to 3 HP motor. This device provides high voltage and low voltage protection. It saves the motor from high and low voltage fluctuations. It also provides electronic overload protection and protect the motor from burning due to overload. This device have a current based dry run protection. If motor run without water, then it take a lower ampere than its load ampere. This device stops the motor in dry run condition and protect from burning. This device also have on delay timer, off delay timer and cyclic timer. This model comes with 6 numbers of sensors. You need to put a 3 sensor in overhead tank and 3 sensor in an underground tank. When the water level of the overhead tank becomes low, means water get down from the middle sensor and water is present in the underground tank or sump, the motor gets start automatically. The tank start filling up. When the water level reaches to the higher level, the motor automatically get switch off. Auto off when the tank is full or sump is empty. This model is also suitable for MCB starter panel and submersible motor. If you do not have an underground tank, then you need to short a C, UL and UH terminal together. If you are not using the underground tank, then you need to short these 3 terminals C, UL and UH together. Auto and manual mode switch is available. In auto mode, motor starts and stops automatically based on the water level in the tank. In manual mode, user can start and stop the motor by pressing the start and stop button of the controller. No additional wiring is required to operate the motor manually. Sensor fault detection provided. If sensor got failed, the LED start blinking. The link has been provided to buy our products and product parts. You are welcome to purchase them directly from our website. In all over the world, we have gained the trust of 1 million plus customers. Additionally, our products are exported to more than 22 countries on a regular basis. Now I'll show you how to connect the device. In this device, these are an input terminal, these are an output terminal, this is a programming key, these are a start and stop button to start and stop the motor in a manual mode. These keys are also used as an up and down key in a programming mode. This is auto and manual switch. The upper display shows the voltage, the lower display shows the ampere. These are underground tank level indications. These are overhead tank level indications. This is a voltage indication. This is a ampere indications. This is a auto and manual indication. Once the device in auto, the auto indication comes. This is a motor indication. Once the motor gets start, the on indications comes. You need to connect a 2 wire of supply cable at the input terminal and you need to connect a motor at the output terminal, but for the testing purpose I am connecting a 2 wire of bulb. Now I have connected a 2 wire of bulb at the output of phase and neutral of this device. At the sensors terminal, you need to connect 6 sensors. But apart from sensors, I have connected a small pieces of wire for the testing purpose at the sensors terminals. You need to put 3 sensors of underground tank C, UL and UH in the underground tank, and 3 sensors in an overhead tank C, OL and OH. Now I'll show you how to test the device. To test the device, first switch on the device. Put the device in a manual mode. Press the start button. The bulb should start. Press the stop button. The bulb should stop. If it is work, then unit working fine in a manual mode. Now let's test the device in a auto mode. To test the device in a auto mode, first put the device in a auto mode. First short a common sensor to UL sensor. When you short it, you can see the UL indication and bulbs remain in a off condition. Now short C UL to the UH wire. When you short a C, UL and UH terminals, you can see a UL and UH indications and the bulbs get start. Now short a C wire to OL wire. When you short a C wire to OL wire, you can see the OL indications and bulb remain in a on condition. Now short all the terminal together. When you short all the terminal, like these commons are a common wire, so C, OL and OH. When you short C, OL and OH terminals together, you can see the OL and OH indications and bulbs get turn off. If it is work, then unit working fine in a auto mode. Now I'll show you how to program the device. First I'll show you how to set the overload current. To set the overload current, first press the set button. Here you can see the overload current option. By pressing the up and down key, you can adjust the overload current. Set the overload current according to your motor and press the set button to store the value. Normally, the overload current value will be a 25% higher from the load value. Now I'll show you how to set the dry running current. To set the dry running current, first you need to enable a dry current setting option from the password. To access the password, first press the set button for the 5 seconds. It will be asked for the password. Go to password 70. Press the set button. Press the set button. press the set button, press the set button. Here you can see a dry enable disable option. By pressing up and down key, you can enable and disable the dry running option. Make it enable and press the set button, press the set button, press the set button, press the set button and comes to the main menu. Now in the main menu, press the set button, the overload value will comes. Press the set button, the dry current option comes. Here you can adjust the dry running current by up and down key. Adjust the dry run current according to your motor and you can set the press button to store the value. Generally the dry run current value will be a 25% lower from the load value. Now I'll show you how to set the dry run reset timer. To set the dry run reset time, first you need to enable the dry run reset timer option from the password 70. Press the set button for the 5 seconds. Go to password 70. Press the set button, press the set button, press the set button, press the set button, press the set button. Here you can see a dry run reset timer enable disable option. By pressing up and down key, you can enable and disable. Make it enable, press the set button, press the set button, press the set button, press the set button and comes to the main menu. Now in the main menu, press the set button, you can see the overload current. Press the set button, you can see a dry current option. Press the set button. Here you can see a dry run reset timer option. You can adjust the dry run reset time by pressing the up and down key. This dry run reset time, it is in a minute. You can adjust according whatever time you want and press the set button to store the value. Now what is this dry run reset time? So once the motor trip in a dry run condition, then after how much time it should start again to check whether it is dry or not. The time is known as a dry run reset time and you can adjust it in a minute. Now I'll show you how to enable and use the cyclic timer. In this device there are two types of the cyclic timer. One cyclic timer work in a manual mode as a timer and other cyclic timer work in auto mode with water level controller. To enable the cyclic timer, press the set button for the 5 seconds. In the password, enter the password 30. Press the set button, press the set button. Here you can see a mode option. Press the up key. You can see a two different mode, CYT and CYW. This CYT is a cyclic timing mode that work in a manual mode as a timer. The CYW is a cyclic timer with water level controller that work in a auto mode with water level controller. Now I am selecting a CYW mode. Press the set button, press the set button, press the set button and comes to the main menu. When you enable a CYT or CYW mode, you can see a cyclic on and off timing setting in the main menu. So in the main menu, press the set button, you can see overload. Press the set button, you can see a dry. Press the set button, here you can see a cyclic on timing. The cyclic on timing is because we have enabled the CYW mode. So this work in a auto mode with water level controller. You can adjust it by up and down key. This is in a minute, this is a 3 minute, 4 minute. You can adjust the on timing. Press the set button, you can see the cyclic off timing. You can adjust by up and down key and press the set button to store the value. So that CYW cyclic timer work in a auto mode with water level controller. That means if you have set a cyclic on timer as a 1 hour and cyclic off timer as a 2 hour. So the water controlling function work in a 1 hour whatever you have set as a cyclic on timer. So when the water level gets down, it will start the motor during this 1 hour, and when the water level reach to the stop sensor, it will stop the motor in a 1 hour. After 1 hour, when the cyclic off time comes, the unit will not start, even there is no water in the upper head tank. So basically complete water controlling function work in 1 hour only, that whatever you have set as a cyclic on timing. This is a cyclic timer with water level controller. Press the set button for the 5 seconds. Again go to the password 30. Press the set button. Here in a mode, if you select a CYT mode, so that timing mode work in a manual mode. You put the device in a manual mode. In manual mode, you can select this on ONT and on timing cyclic and off timing. So this cyclic timer work in a manual mode and it is independent on the water controlling functions. So if you set 1 hour as on timing and 2 hour as off timing, then it continuously on and off the motor according to your on and off timing mode. Now I'll show you how to set the high voltage and low voltage cutoff limit. Press the set button for the 5 seconds. Go to password 90. Press the set button. Here you can see a high voltage enable and disable option. By pressing up and down key, you can enable and disable the high voltage protections. Make it enable and press the set button. Here you can see the high voltage cutoff limit adjustable menu. By up and down key, you can adjust the high voltage cutoff limit. Set the high voltage cutoff limit and press the set button to store the value. When you press the set button, here low voltage enable disable option comes. By pressing up and down key, you can enable and disable the low voltage protections. Make it enable, press the set button. Here you can adjust the low voltage cutoff limit. By pressing up and down key, you can adjust the low voltage cutoff limit. Press the set button to store the value. This is a delayed time. Delayed time means once the voltage coming high or low from the cutoff limit, it will trip the motor after 5 seconds. That seconds you can adjust in a minute. This is a tripping type of the high voltage and low voltage protections. By default it is a 5 seconds. So once the voltage coming high, it will trip after the 5 seconds. Press the set button to store the value. Now I'll show you how you can set the overload and dry current automatically. To set the overload and dry current automatically, first put the device in a manual mode. Press the start button. The on indications comes and here you can see a load in an ampere. I have not connected anything, so it is showing 00. If you connect a motor, it shows some ampere here. Once that ampere gets steady, press the green button for the 5 seconds. You can see the OL set message. Once you can see the OL set message, then your overload and dry current adjust automatically. In case if you have set any wrong parameter, then first, if the motor is running, then stop the motor. Then press the red button for 5 seconds to do the factory reset. You can see the factory reset message on the display also. All the parameters set as per the factory default. Thank you for watching the video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubt about wiring, testing or installation, drop your question in the comment box. I'll be happy to help you out. See you in the next video.